Alyssa, so where did that go wrong tonight? It seemed reasonably in hand at around about 2 for 60 with you going well. Can you put your finger on what happened?
Probably me getting out wasn't ideal. I think you probably needed sort of a match-winning score there, but I think we probably didn't chase as smart as what we have in the past. I think full credit to Poonam Yadav. I thought she bowled quite cleverly tonight. We obviously prepared for her, but just didn't play her very well tonight and sort of lost our way in the middle. I think when only two batters get over double figures, you're not going to chase down a total too many times. So, we just couldn't build a partnership, and that's probably where we fell away.
Do you think the fact that she was injured during the tri-series and didn't play, has that played a part tonight? I know you've seen her before, but you haven't seen her for a little while. Yeah,
to be fair, I didn't know she was injured during that, so I thought it was tactical. I'm not letting her face her in that series. But look, we prepare really well for her. She bowled that first over pretty regulation as a leg spinner, and then slowed it up immensely after that. So we probably just didn't adapt to that well enough tonight. But yeah, like I said, we've planned for that. We just didn't probably play as smart as what we should have.
Alyssa, there's been a lot said about your form over the past couple of weeks. Was it nice, I guess, to get away the way you did today and sort of give you extra confidence, or did you need that extra confidence, I guess?
It'll probably give me a little extra confidence, but I've said all along I felt like I've been hitting the ball all right, just finding ways to get out. So tonight was obviously pleasing to be able to put some runs out there. Obviously would have loved to win the match for my side, but I guess I can take some confidence out of being able to build a little block of runs for myself. But yeah, look, obviously disappointed not to be able to be there, not out at the end, and get the team over the line.
People have spoken about this World Cup, and you guys have been asked about it for more than 2 years now. I mean, were there extra nerves going into tonight's game as opposed to other games? Did you sort of feel that expectation or that pressure more than previous games, I guess?
No real extra pressure or expectation. There were a few nerves out there today, and you'd be silly if you weren't nervous. I think walking out and there's 14,000 people, mainly cheering for India, but cheering for Australia as well, was a really special moment for everyone. And yeah, there were nerves, but it was also a level of excitement from the group that this was all happening. It was finally here and we were playing, and I thought whilst India got off to a pretty good start with the bat, I thought we pegged them back really well and just settled into what we normally do with our bowling. And I thought we did really well to restrict them to that total, and obviously just let ourselves down with the bat.
You've played at this ground only once before. North Sydney Oval is the default home of Australian cricket when playing in Sydney. Yep. But taking the T20 World Cup to almost 14,000 people, has that almost forced you guys to play at a venue which you had no information about practically? And is the surface that suited India's style of play more?
I think we had plenty of information on what the wicket was going to do. The Thunder play here quite regularly. We played a practice game leading into the tri-series here. We knew what it was going to do. We knew how it was going to play, and I just think we didn't play it that smart tonight. I think we sort of potentially went out there thinking it was a really flat wicket and played some shots that we probably shouldn't have. I think most of the wickets that fell today were batters playing across the line in both innings. So for us, we'll probably just have a look at that and potentially say we didn't adapt to conditions as well as what we'd hoped. But it was fantastic to be able to play in a nice stadium with 14,000 people. I think we don't really get that opportunity very often. So to get that tonight, I'd take that any day with a low, slow wicket. Just to experience that tonight was pretty cool.
Yeah, this is a record score for a women's T20, or record attendance for a women's T20.
Yeah, it's just the start. It's the start of the tournament. There's obviously some big talk about what's going to happen at the back end of the tournament, but yeah, it's nice to be able to start this way and see so many people out here, especially young kids out here, supporting both sides. I think that was really special.
You said you prepared a lot for Poonam Yadav. We've seen England, it's hard to prepare for her because of her height. We've seen England prepare in a very unique way where Ali Maiden goes down on one knee and bowls from that kind of a height. Do you guys prepare in any different way for her?
Yeah, we do. I suppose it's more talk and what each individual batter is going to potentially do to combat that. Obviously, we don't get leg spinners coming down at 60 kilometres an hour very often, and she's incredibly skillful at that. So it was more the individual batters, and look, we've got a lot of right left-handed combinations in our side, and we like to think that could combat a lot of spin attacks, but it obviously didn't pay off tonight. But we'll just review that and see what we could do better.
You mentioned batters getting out playing across the line in both innings. Was it something you talked about at the innings break that you should avoid?
Yep. A little bit, yeah. So, like I said, I just don't think upon reviewing that later, I think there'll be a few comments about how smart we approached that. At the end of the day, at one point we needed to run a ball, and to let that push out to 8 or 9 and over is probably not ideal. So we'll just have a look at some of the things that we could potentially do better.
And obviously that puts a lot of pressure on now with 3 must-win games remaining in the group.
Yeah, we love a bit of pressure. That's fine. We'll look. We always talk about you can't go through this tournament undefeated. Obviously, you don't want to lose the first game, but you often take more out of a loss than what you do a win or a scratchy win in that scenario. So we'll take all the positives we can out of that. Obviously, put the negatives aside, and probably one of the blessings of our really crazy schedule is that we don't have a lot of time to think about it and dwell on it. We'll just go out there and at the whacker against Sri Lanka and hopefully put another good performance on the board and get a win, hopefully.
Molly Strano playing tonight. She wasn't even in the squad earlier this week. What did you make of her performance?
Yeah, she did an outstanding job, obviously, coming into the side last minute, obviously for Tay, like for like, take it as you will. But, it was a great performance from her. Obviously, she's in the side for that new ball bowling up front, and she's done what she's done throughout the whole WBBL, the 5 seasons we've done it. She's done an outstanding job, and I think she'll play a crucial role for us in this tournament moving forward.
And has coach or captain kind of got the group together yet and spoken, and what's the message?
About today? No, not yet. I'm not sure. I've been whistled about here, there and everywhere, so I haven't heard anything. But look, like I said, we don't have a lot of time to dwell on it, dwell on the loss. We'll take the learnings, we'll speak about that and how we can potentially be better in certain situations. But look, we'll jump on a plane nice and early to Perth tomorrow and get stuck into preparing for Sri Lanka.
Midge, given the predicament you find yourself in now, obviously virtually need to go undefeated. How important is it that when you get against Sri Lanka, girls like Shamari Adapadu, like you don't let them get away? Because obviously in T20 cricket, one batter can take a game away for you and that'll be curtains.
Yeah, 100%. She's obviously in some good form too. They just beat England by 10 wickets, so we're not taking any team in our group lightly. I think it's a really tough pull, and we love that. We love going into some really tough contests, and yeah, look, we won't take any of their batters lightly. Chamari Adapadu loves facing our attack. She's hit us to all parts around the ground over the last couple of years in World Cups. So, look, we'll just prepare the best we can and get our plans in place. And I know that if we execute them, that we'll be okay. But in saying that, we've got to do that.
Were you a little bit taken aback by Shivali Verma's approach at the top of the innings? Did it surprise you at all?
Not one bit. She doesn't hold back, and I think it's fantastic to watch, as a fan of the game, that, a young player is completely fearless and comes out and plays like that and approaches the innings like that. I think she sets up the game really nicely for India if she comes off. So no surprises from us. I thought we actually bowled pretty well to her and almost executed our plans to her. I think when we got too full, she was able to hit down the ground, but when we executed, we found a wicket. So full credit to our bowling attack. I think they're naturally going to come out and take the game to us, but I think we held strong there and, we're able to climb back in the game after getting a couple of wickets early.
And just on Yadav again, you mentioned you'd prepared well, but do you think you underestimated her?
No, not one bit. We know how skillful she is. She's been taking wickets in this format and the one-day format for a long period of time. So I don't think at any point we underestimated her. I just don't think that we played her that smart tonight. Even just taking our medicine and attacking the other end probably would have been a good option. So like I said, we'll review that and we'll have a look at potentially what we can do better if we face them again. But, we don't. Hopefully that won't be for a little while.
Last 2 things first.
Just wanted to ask about Annabelle. What did you make of her performance, her first World Cup, and how important is getting a catch on one of the first games?
Yeah, Belzy's just fit in seamlessly to this side, which is a real sign that she's ready and that our domestic competitions in this country are doing the right things for our young players. So It's fantastic to see her get involved tonight with the catch. It hasn't been easy going for her in the fielding department since she started, so it was great to see her confidence under the ball there. And even with the bat, I thought, her intent to come out and play really straight and do all the right things, I think was fantastic. So, like I said about Molly, I think Belzy will also be a really key player for us moving forward in this tournament, not just with the bat, but I think with the ball as well.
Mitch, you mentioned WBBL, and one player that we haven't seen in WBBL is Poonam, despite being highest wicket taker in T20 International since 2018. Do you think that might change after tonight?
Maybe we'll have to wait and see. You'll have to ask all the general managers as to who they've got on their list for the next few years. I think it's great to probably have another leg spinner in the competition. We saw Amelia Kerr come in last year and have a really great impact for the Brisbane Heat. So, yeah, look out. Poonam Yadav might be running around for a side.
first and then in Hindi. 2 questions at a time maximum at one from one person.
Harmanpreet, how proud of you of your team after that performance? Australia were 60 for 2, chasing 130. Did you still believe you could win the game at that point?
Yes, definitely. We do have very good spinners. They can always turn the game for us, and that's what we were discussing in between, because sometimes it did happen when other teams get partnership, but once you get one wicket, then you can always turn the game for you, and that's what exactly happened. And Poonam Yadav did a great job for us, and I think credit goes to our bowlers. They trust themselves and win the game for us.
Just a word on Poonam, you held her back till I think it was about the ninth over. Was that always going to be the tactic, to try and have her bowling quite deep into the innings?
Yes, definitely, because she is a very good T20 bowler. She is someone who always ball for the team, and it's not easy to play because she is little slower in the air, and because in T20 format better love to ball when it nicely coming on the bat, and she when you have to hit her, you need to show some patience, and you need to have a very good skill, and I think that is the reason we kept her bowling, and we gave her when we needed wickets, and she did a great job.
Sneha? Hindi, okay. Anyone else in English?
You spoke before about how you were relying on your top 4 batters. When you had a struggle at the start of your batting innings, did you worry then and about the middle order having to rebuild? And how good a job do you think they did in terms of that rebuild?
Well, our plan was very simple. We wanted to use for 6 over, and we got 40-45 round in the first 6 over, and later on we just looking for singles. I know our top 3 batters got out early, because in T20 format sometimes you have to take risk, because when you're looking for 140, 130, and because Australia's side, they have a quite long batting side, and you cannot always think, okay, 140, 150 is defendable total. But initially we were looking for a bigger total, but plan was 140, 135 if we can score, and then later on bowler can do the job for us.
Did the pitch surprise you in that, in having to readjust your score, your target?
Well, not really, because I knew this pitch, because I played quite few games on this wicket, and I knew it's little a tricky wicket, because sometimes in T20 better always look for runs, and when you're not getting runs, you can easily lose your wicket, and that's what exactly happened. Our bowler was not giving easy ball to their batter, and we were able to got wickets when we were needed.
Were you surprised by the Australian batting order? Ashley Gardner slid down to number 5, and Ellis Perry obviously came out quite late. It was a little bit different to what happened in the Tri-Series.
Well, in T20 format, you cannot set your one batting lineup. You have to keep changing according to the situation, and that's what I think they did. And we just wanted to stick to our plan. We are not worried about what other teams are doing. We just want to do what we know as a team, and we just stick to our plans.
A result like tonight, how much can that, I guess, take pressure off for the next week or so, given the position it puts you in the group and the games you have ahead? So does it give you a lot of confidence and make life a little bit easier, do you think?
Well, see, in T20 format, you cannot relax at any moment, because T20 format is where any team can beat any time, and you have to keep winning, and you have to keep motivating your team, because in T20 format, if one win, you cannot rely on one win, because you have to keep winning and keep in the tournament, because it's very important. And we of course we are very happy, because it was first game and we wanted to win, and this game is going to set the tone for us. But we know upcoming games are very important for us. We have to win those games also, and we are looking positive to do well in the future.
after all the build-up for this tournament, this match especially, the last few days here in Sydney, is this one of the most important, special victories you have had?
Well, every victory is important for us because you do all the hard work to win the game for your team, and every game is important. Definitely, this game is important because it was the first game of the tournament, and when you're winning the first game, you always you can carry a lot of positivity, and definitely this win is also important for us.
Any other questions in English, please? English?
Harmanpreet, you did win the match, but what about the betting of Indian side? Are you happy with the batting?
See, we did get a good start in the first 6 over. I know Smriti and my wicket was very important for the team, and we both didn't play right shot at right time, but it did happen in the T20 the format. You see other players are also there to support you, and we are really happy that Deepthi and Jamie did a great job for the team, because when you are playing any game, you need partnership, and I think the partnership between Deepthi and Jamie played a very big role for us. And see, sometimes it's always not possible when your all batting order clicks. See, they did the job for us, and we are happy about that.
And Poonam, are you disappointed missing that hat trick?
हाँ ऑफकोर्स, क्योंकि थर्ड टाइम था मेरा, मेरे को हैट्रिक नहीं मिला, लेकिन टीम के लिए बेनिफिट जो था उस टाइम पे मैंने वही किया, और जिस टाइम पे विकेट्स चाहिए थे उस टाइम पे विकेट्स निकाले, जिस टाइम पे डॉट चाहिए था उस टाइम पे डॉट बॉल किया.
Okay. Well,
just for Poonam, I don't think anyone's asked. I just want to get confirmation of the injury that you've had, which finger, and the bandaging that you've got on there. Is that the same finger, or has there been another issue?
Same finger है जिस पे जोड़ लगा.
It's
the same finger.
So
Yeah.
it's that finger, and it was a fracture. Is that correct?
Fracture था ना?
Fracture.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fracture.
Is it still painful?
नॉट राइट, मतलब
दर्द होता है. Yeah, little, because sometimes when somebody is hitting too hard and it's really hard to catch, because it's just healing, and hopefully she'll just
जब मैं मैच खेलती हूँ तब भूल जाती हूँ.
Yeah, because when she's playing, then it's fine, because when you're playing, you're always looking to win for the team. You don't keep these things in mind, like what part is hurting and what is not. You just stay in the game, and I think she's doing great job for the team.
okay. Questions in Hindi now, please.
पूनम के लिए congrats, well bowled, welcome back.
Thank you.
ये इंजरी एग्जैक्टली हुई कैसे और कब?
फिटनेस कैंप चल रहा था हम लोगों का. एक दिन आउटडोर था, तो बस मैंने ऐसे हाथ डाला एक कैच पे, तो मेरे को भी नहीं पता था कि इतना ज़्यादा हो गया है, लेकिन इंजरी हुआ. उसके बाद मैंने बहुत ज़्यादा फोकस किया अपने डाइट पे, फिटनेस पे, और सारी चीज़ों पे भी ज़्यादा फोकस किया. बॉलिंग का मेरे को पता था कि मैं बॉलिंग किसी टाइम पे भी कर सकती हूँ, लेकिन रमन सर ने मेरे को हमेशा पूछा कि आप मेंटली प्रिपेयर हो, तो मैंने बोला सर मेंटली प्रिपेयर हूँ, लेकिन फिज़िकली भी प्रिपेयर होना बहुत ज़रूरी है. तो लाइक नरेश सर ने भी बहुत हेल्प किया मेरे को, और जॉय सर ने भी, और मतलब कहीं ना कहीं पूरी टीम ने मेरे को बहुत सपोर्ट किया, और पूरा क्रेडिट मेरी टीम को जाता है, सपोर्ट स्टाफ को जाता है, क्योंकि उन लोगों ने मुझे हमेशा बैक किया कि आप टीम के सबसे अच्छे प्लेयर हो और हम लोगों को ज़रूरत है आपकी. तो मुझे लगता है कि कहीं ना कहीं मैं टीम के लिए सोच के और इंजरी को दूसरी तरफ रख के तब मैंने बॉलिंग किया. अगर मैं यही सोचती मेरे को इंजरी है तो शायद मैं परफॉर्म नहीं कर पाती आज.
जब आपको पता चला कि फ्रैक्चर है, तब क्या आपने आगे का, ऑफकोर्स वर्ल्ड कप आ रहा था, वो सोच के थोड़ा डर लगा होगा?
डर तो हर प्लेयर को होता है जब इंजरी और सामने आपके इतना मेन टूर्नामेंट है. तो कहीं ना कहीं मेरे को ये था कि मैं कम बैक कर लूँगी, और इंजरीज पार्ट होता है किसी भी प्लेयर के लिए. हर किसी को मेन टूर्नामेंट में किसी को लग जाता है, लेकिन मेरा सबसे अच्छा ये था कि बिफोर वर्ल्ड कप 1.5 महीने पहले लगा मेरे को. तो गॉड इज़ ग्रेट, कहीं ना कहीं मेरे को हेल्प भी था. अगर जो भी ख़राब होना था वो पहले ही हो गया, और मैं चाहूँगी कि आगे आने वाले मैचेस में मैं अच्छा परफॉर्म करूँ टीम के लिए.
आपने कहा डाइट और फिटनेस पे ध्यान दिया, अलग क्या किया उस दौरान जब आप मैचेस नहीं खेल रहे थे?
फिटनेस पे बहुत वर्क किया, और डाइट पे लाइक मेरे को ग्लूटेन खाना बिल्कुल मना है, तो कहीं ना कहीं मैं ग्लूटेन बिल्कुल नहीं खाती हूँ, और राइस पे ही जी रही हूँ, और जो मेरे को बिल्कुल पसंद नहीं है, लेकिन बिकॉज ऑफ टीम जो नीड्स हैं, और ट्रेसी दी मेरे को डांटते रहते हैं, हैरी दी भी डांटते रहते हैं कि नहीं तेरे को नहीं खाना है ग्लूटेन, मेरे प्लेट्स में से निकाल के ले जाते हैं, तो फिर कहीं ना कहीं लगता है हाँ यार ये लोग, इन लोगों को चाहिए, मुझे भी चाहिए, तो मैं सपोर्ट मतलब उन लोगों के लिए भी ये चीज़ करती हूँ कि नहीं यार टीम को ज़रूरत है, तो कहीं ना कहीं मेरा तो मन होता है लेकिन मन मार के मैं कर ले रही हूँ.
You want to ask any question in Hindi?
जी. अमरप्रीत, ऑस्ट्रेलिया को हराना, हर आदमी ये बात कर रहा था कि ऑस्ट्रेलिया के पास एज है, और आज भी मैं कमेंटेटर्स को सुन रहा था, बोल रहे थे कि ये एक अपसेट है जो इंडिया ने किया है. क्या आपके पास भी वो डर था कि नहीं ऑस्ट्रेलिया एक बड़ी टीम है, उसको हराना मुश्किल है, या आप जब उतरे मैदान में तो इस कॉन्फिडेंस से उतरे थे कि हम लोग जीत रहे हैं?
जब भी हम एज ए टीम ग्राउंड पे जाते हैं, हम हमेशा जीतने के लिए जाते हैं. आई नो ऑस्ट्रेलिया जो है इस टूर्नामेंट में एक बाकी सारी टीमें जैसे सारी की सारी टीमें अच्छी हैं, उनमें से एक अच्छी टीम है. तो हमारा बस मेन मोटिव यही था कि अगर हम अपनी स्ट्रेंथ पे खेलेंगे तो हमारी टीम के लिए अच्छा होगा, और हम बस अपनी स्ट्रेंथ को बैक कर रहे थे, और आई थिंक वही एक रीज़न है कि हमें आज पॉजिटिव रिजल्ट मिला है.
Okay, one last question.
तानिया, दीप्ति वगैरह से बात हो रही थी इससे पहले, वो कह रहे थे कि आप मैचेस नहीं खेल रहे थे तो आपको वेरिएशंस पे वर्क करने का थोड़ा सा मौका मिला था, तो कोई नई वेरिएशंस इस दौरान आपने वर्क किए हैं जो आज इस्तेमाल किए या आगे इस्तेमाल करना चाहोगे?
आज एक आर्मर मैंने सीखा था, लेकिन टीम के अकॉर्डिंग मतलब ज़्यादा स्कोर नहीं था, तो मेरा मोटो यही था कि मैं डॉट्स बॉल करूं और विकेट निकाल के दूं टीम को, तो वो किया मैंने. और वेरिएशंस है मेरे पास, लेकिन राइट टाइम कब है, कब यूज़ करना है, तो उस टाइम पे मैं यूज़ करती हूँ. जब मुझे लगता है कि नहीं रन्स ज़्यादा हैं तो मैं ट्राई कर सकती हूँ, लेकिन रन्स ज़्यादा नहीं है तो मैं ट्राई नहीं करती कुछ.
Okay, thank you. Okay, one last.
नरेंद्र इरवानी ऑफ कोर्स एक बड़े नाम के लेग स्पिनर है जो टीम के साथ बॉलिंग कोच जुड़े हुए हैं, उनका इन्फ्लुएंस क्या रहा है पूरे बॉलिंग ग्रुप पे और आप पे?
बहुत हेल्प करते हैं वो, कहीं ना कहीं वो मेंटली भी बहुत हेल्प करते हैं कि नहीं आप लोग बॉलिंग करते हैं तो आप लोगों को टप्पा पता होना चाहिए. लाइक वेरिएशंस भी हैं, वो राइट टाइम पे सही जगह पे भी गिरना चाहिए. वेरिएशंस हर प्लेयर के पास होते हैं, लेकिन किस टाइम पे और उस टप्पे पे डालना इंपॉर्टेंट होता है. मुझे लगता है कहीं ना कहीं हरिंदर सर का मतलब हम लोगों को सपोर्ट है, और कहीं ना कहीं मतलब दिमाग में रहता है कि अच्छे कोच हैं, और हेल्प किया उन्होंने बहुत ज़्यादा, तो रिज़ल्ट दिख रहा है.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
थैंक यू.